Madam with CHI Memorial is here today discussing the importance of probiotics. Great to have you here this morning. A lot of information out there about probiotics, and there are a lot of different brands and types as well. So kind of educate us. Let's just start from the very beginning with what is a probiotic.
Yes, first, good to be here, and thanks for having me
So glad
here.
to have you.
So, most commonly we take antibiotics for any kind of illness if you have bacterial illness.
Right. So So if you're taking this, let's start there. So if you're taking antibiotics, then you said it is very important then to start incorporating a probiotic.
Correct.
Right.
So what happens when you take antibiotics is apart from killing the bad bacteria, it also kills the good bacteria that reside in your colon.
Right.
And you have about 25-foot intestine, and there is like billions of active live bacteria living in there that are good for the host.
Right.
So if you get rid of those by taking antibiotics, you need to replace them by taking probiotic supplements.
Okay.
So, for example, I give you the most common antibiotic we take is amoxicillin for any respiratory illnesses. So if you take 5 days of amoxicillin, that can kill almost 90% of the bacteria in 5 days.
Okay.
So in order for you to replace those, I would suggest, I recommend taking a probiotic. And there is actually
at the same time as you're taking.
Not at the same time. There is a method to take it.
Okay.
Because once you take an antibiotic dose, wait for at least 2 hours, and then take a probiotic.
Gotcha.
But if you take them both together, it is going to kill whatever you take on top of it. You know what I mean? Right.
And what about for both? Is this true for both children and adults then?
Yes.
Okay.
It's very safe medication, which is available over the counter. Even infants can take it.
Really? Okay. So we've got that. We know that when we are taking an antibiotic, then it is important to incorporate that. Should we be taking it on, like I was sharing with you, I may be doing it wrong because I take one every single day, and you said there might not be a need to do it every single day.
Correct. Because there are probiotics available in food products. If you need to maintain your bacterial culture in the colon, which are good ones, so you can just get away with doing those dietary products.
Give us a few examples of that.
Like yogurt. They're actually, some of the foods are actually fortified with these bacteria. For example, I mean, I buy cereal for my son, 3-year-old son.
Right.
So there is a fortification of those cereal with probiotics.
Really?
So.
Okay, so it's about really kind of, I guess as parents especially, well, and adults too, just educating yourself. I know there's something called kefir. I've tried that. It's a thick, I guess, yogurt substance. I've tried that before. Not real easy necessarily to go down, especially if you're not, if you do not like
Another point
yogurt,
I do want to discuss about the food products is because when you lose after taking antibiotics, you lose almost billions of cultures of antibiotics from your colon.
Right.
To replace them by food products, it's probably not appropriate because food products only have millions of cultures in them.
Right.
So if you lose billions and you take only millions, it's not an appropriate.
So we need to replenish with billions.
Correct.
So when you see, and that I think that can be a little bit confusing when you are shopping around for a probiotic because it does state different I guess gives different information about how much. So what is the recommend?
So I would recommend my patients to take at least a probiotic containing at least 5 billion concentration.
5 billion, because sometimes you see that, on the packaging, and you're like, oh my, is that too much? So that is what you would say, though.
Correct.
Okay. All right. So yeah, all this information. I'm telling you, there's so many. Is it trial and error, kind of finding out which one works for you? Because not all of them, I have found when I have tried, not all of them work the same, and there might be one that's a little easier on your system, perhaps.
It's not necessarily easier on the system because there are hundreds of different bacteria that are good for you.
Right.
And certain bacteria are good in certain conditions.
Right.
I would say ask your doctor which one would be the best because it's really not easy to talk about hundreds of things which are good for you.
Right, right. Well, and one statement that I've heard a lot of your health, your overall health kind of starts in the gut.
Correct.
Are you a believer in that?
Exactly. Because whenever these bacteria, good ones, they culture in the colon, they form a barrier. So whatever the ingested bacteria that you do, these bacteria will prevent from bad bacteria getting into your system.
All right.
One. Number two, it also improves your pro-inflammatory mediators in your colon and decrease the inflammation.
Okay.
Some probiotics also help to decrease the abdominal pain.
Okay. All right. So, and if people are having abdominal pain issues, I mean, it's, you know, I talk to people all the time that have it. Had problems for years, you know, with digestive issues. You are seeing new patients, though, now.
I do.
So people can come in, they can get evaluated, they can talk with you, get on a plan, because as you just mentioned, that you've got to have healthy gut to have that overall health. We need to do all we can, especially during this season that unfortunately it'll get you very easily if you're not careful. Where are you located? Tell everyone where you're located if they would like to make an appointment.
So we are located on 725 Glenwood Drive, Suite 788 in Chattanooga, Tennessee.
All right, there it is right there on your screen, and the phone number as well if you would like to call and make an appointment for yourself to get healthier this season.